Hey everyone, it's Richard Payne here from Keller Williams Select Realty, and it is the start of 2018, and that means one thing: 2017 is finished, and we get to check in and see what happened in December and how the whole year looked, and I'll give you some ideas as to what 2008 is going to show as well. So, January 2018 is here, December 2017, look at the stats and let's see how that year ended. Now, it was again a very interesting year because, as I've mentioned, and probably all the way from around about May, the market really did take on a very different slant compared to the 5 years that I've known in the past. And we became much more balanced. We dipped into the summer months and we became a seller's market. And right now, December, we are still sitting there in a balanced market with just over 7 months, 7.1 months of inventory on the market, which is, at the end of December in Halifax, that's great. That's like really, really good news. Now, the average price showed up at $319,000 and a little bit of change as well, which was up 6.7% on December last year. So that's a pretty good number. Like for Halifax for the year to be up 6.7% at the end of December, when typically we don't sell a huge amount of houses because it's cold and people don't really like to go out looking at houses when it's cold. So we did that. And the other things that we've got is days on market came down a lot. We're usually 110, 120 days on market. Right now, we're sitting at 82, which is less than 3 months. Key thing here as well, though, is that we're at 96% sale to listing price. So, that's a good discount, really, buyers are still getting, considering that we're in that balanced market. But do you know what? It's about selling your homes, so it's going to come down to that sometimes. Now, we sold 261 properties. We have 1,850 on the market right now, hence that gives us the 7.1 months of inventory. And like I said, the key thing here as well for December, which is a really good stat to know, is that we did 110% sale to listing ratio. That means 110 homes were sold if we listed 100 homes. That has not happened at all in Halifax. So we're definitely eating into that inventory, and that's why we're at 7.1 months. Now, when we look at some key markets, number 1, number 2, and number 3, number 1 was actually Timberley Prospects at Margaret's Bay area, with 26 units sold, 106 days on market, 266 average price, which is a little bit down for that area. Normally that's pretty much the average price of Halifax. So 266 average price, 7.5 months of inventory. So apart from that, it kind of stacks up as being the average for Halifax. Tied at number 1 as well was Sackville. Now, we know Sackville is a starter market, so it's a much lower price at only $235,000. 4.3 months of inventory. It's called a seller's market, so that's good news for those guys. So those two were tied for number 1. Now, number 2 was Bedford, back up there again, but significantly lower average price. Tells me that the new builds are not the ones that are propping up that market. $350,000 was the average price in December, with 7.4 months of inventory, 25 homes sold. So 98% actually sale to listing price, so pretty good there. But it's definitely not the new builds that are driving that market in December anyway. And then we look at number 3, and it was actually Portland Estates and Woodlawn area. So it's good to see the Dartmouth kind of coming back into the fray as well. And they were 23 homes sold, 3 months of inventory. 3 months of inventory. That's like silly strong sellers market. So if you're in that Woodlawn Portland Estates area, there's 69 homes for sale there, which is, like it's getting up there in terms of numbers. But interesting, $239,000 average price, which means lower priced homes, so therefore more starter homes, not your $600,000, $700,000 homes that sometimes are coming up for sale within Portland Estates. And we certainly saw a few of those in the summer, typically a military move type situation as well. So that's what's going on there. Now, if you have any questions, by all means, Richard at richardpayne.ca will get hold of me, or you can 902-489-1804. And the only thing I'm going to say about 2018 is, all I can see is that it's going to continue. So if you're looking to make that move, it's kind of do it sooner rather than later, because I think this market is going to keep going, and we're going to start dipping down again into being the seller's markets again in the summer, but you're going to have a whole load of competition. So the one thing we always say in the spring months is it's about getting on the market soon, avoiding all the competition that everybody else is basically going to come on the market as well, so that if you're priced accordingly, you show well, then you're the ones that are actually going to be doing a great job of actually getting sold in the spring months, and then you can decide what's next then for the summer months. So that's what's going to happen in 2018. It's going to be a very interesting year. And stay tuned to the monthly stats videos so we can actually explain to you every month what's going on. But if you need specifics on your area, richard@richardpayne.ca, 902-489-1804. We'll get hold of you, we'll give you the details and tell you how to make your move in 2018.